Yeah, that's it.
I don't know if it's looking at me.
Yeah. I'm out of tickets for drawings, so
Light yourself on the fire.
Oh, yeah, you got tickets. Yeah,
It's
already.
cool, Stanley.
Water Speaking of which, when did they raffle off last hour?
Can you?
It came with it.
Oh, it is.
Oh, you want?
Hey there. Hey.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
It was perfect.
Hello.
The answer is yes, yes. It was
Look at all that hair.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
Okay. No, Joe. I haven't.
Is it wor- Thank you.
You a grown adult?
Sweet.
You're fired. You're fired. I'm Eric. Why do you read? Nice to meet you. Welcome down. I got something for you. See what happens when you marry up?
Hey, remember how I just said I was getting out a masterpiece? I was gonna sell it all and buy legends?
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
have
that's
this
great.
great lie?
He's a liar.
Just keep pulling his
liar.
Keep pulling it back.
Here, it's right here. Oh, that's the. Here.
Though I guess they're supposed to be here. We left talking about right now.
They cannot be.
That's it.
By the way, I'm trying to think about it because the last time we.
Oh.
It's
okay. Hold on. Let me get it around the table leg.
Yeah, bro.
There we go.
I didn't know. I did it one time.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was.
How do you?
There's a group. I'm trying to watch out.
How's the TV go on? There should be a button
I live near.
on the bottom or behind it.
Awesome because it's like.
On the bottom of the high sense.
It's been about,
Just so they can take pictures, they get the
it's been
big
since
shot right there.
October because I know car like that.
Oh, there you go. And then you gotta change the, hey, there. So just, I just like
And then there's.
Oh, the only plus.
Not only can they read.
No wonder you don't come over.
Oh, then there's the. You just asked me what. Really love trees. Not only can they read the train schedule, but they know what engine is on the train.
Yeah,
Oh, this is the Wheeling Lake Erie number 11, 1, and 2. It's like, okay.
You don't have to go.
They did all that, they did like, overlay No, not part.
How much do you get groups?
Just add more things to remember.
It's kind of segment.
Right.
Well, you're right. One time I got on it, I asked about it. When I first started living where I lived.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's 40.
It's like, I don't,
There you go, Darren.
Guaranteed they're there today. It's a busy cross.
Two. Go to two. It's lit up.
That's the people that work in there. They really love it. Right.
We get one, I don't, that one.
And the little lace things are in there.
He's the
The
one.
like the Falcon one.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's also the one who does a lot of like grown up with kids.
Yeah. Well, before, after.
Did it again?
And there's a number in there, and I'm like,
Oh.
All right, we're good.
We got it? We got audio?
I'm trying to
Yep.
the collect button.
I did. Say something. I got a whole.
Hi there, everybody.
Well, that's not that many buttons.
Hey, hey, anybody out there? Can you hear me?
We're good.
Hello? Hey,
All set.
okay. Hello.
I don't know buttons to press.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hi. I've never done this before,
They
so,
have you do it every Wednesday,
but
every other Wednesday, opposite Wednesday.
Are we doing Cobra heads? Cause that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, I can do a Cobra head. I'll just paint a Cobra head. How's that? Is that cool?
Whatever you like.
Does anybody? So, like, I'll start saying this. Anybody can do this.
Good. Yeah, we're fine. Download.
We got it.
You know the story, Mike. Like, you can. A lot of people are afraid of it. I don't want to ruin this thing, but you just like buy some cheap figures and practice some more.
You can always paint over paint.
You can always paint over paint. You can always soak it in alcohol and then let it sit in alcohol for a day. Scrub it with a toothbrush. That shit will come right off. But yeah, anybody can do this. Anybody can pick this up.
Very fair.
Eyes are hard, but there's tricks. There's tricks. Especially with painting heads, like, see if this is gonna focus. So you got, usually your pupils line up with the edges of your mouth. So that's a good way to get that so they're looking straight. There's actually a grid that makes the face. So like, they're usually in the center of the head. Cut that in half. Cut that in half. You have the mouth, and then cut that in half again. You have the nose. Your eyes, the eyebrows usually line up with the top of the head. The nose usually lines up with the bottom of the head. And then again, your pupils will end up lining up with the corner of the mouth. So a simpler way to look at it, I guess. But yeah, with that, these are tools that I like to use. Different paint brushes. These you can use for all kinds of different things. Cutting them away, like cutting pieces away. And if you get a little, you kind of miss where you're trying to hit, you can use a knife and just kind of like scrape it off and not really even have to worry about it. Or you can paint over it. Doesn't matter. I usually use, initially, I use the Army Builder or Army Painter stuff. It's made in a wide array of colors. I always keep a good amount of that stuff handy for different projects, and then to finalize it, I use their matte varnish. All this stuff dries like super quick. That's why I like it. You know, like Games Workshop stuff. Paint wise, I use Army Builder or Citadel. Get some of these out. Where are they at? Yeah, and then I have recently switched everything over to the actual airbrush paint because it's thinner. It's like already pre-thinned rather than using. They get all complicated with it. So you have like your base, your layer. These are all layers. But I use a little bit of everything. I've been trying it like slowly as I run out of stuff. I'm switching everything over to the airbrush stuff because it's just a lot easier to use that.
Are you painting with brush there? Are you using the airbrush painting with brushes, or are you using the airbrush?
Oh, I'm just using brush. Yeah. I mean, you can use an airbrush. It'll work just fine in that as well. You'll be able to get like a better fade. You know what I mean? If you're like, there's different techniques to like painting and getting the light source, so to speak. So like a good rule of thumb, when you're using an airbrush, you actually point it, you know, towards the top of the model, whatever you're painting, and then everything underneath doesn't get hit because the paint's not, you know, spraying the under areas, if that makes any sense. Yeah, and then you just layer your paints on top of that, and it gives you like a shading effect. Yeah. So what do we want to paint? We want to paint a big logo, little logo. So I have like different. Yeah, I have some primed ones that are primed and ready to go.
Ooh, let's do the big logo.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, let's do the big.
That's pretty cool. Have a big one.
Okay. So
What did he have in the cartoon? Did he have like a little
Small logo.
this is a small logo, yeah. And then like in the comics and stuff like that, they show, you know, the people were having their artistic freedoms with it and doing the same sort of thing.
One more question. Where do
Sure.
you buy your paints from? Is it Amazon or?
You can get them on Amazon. If you have any sort of
Michaels or?
Michael's probably not.
Game Workshop.
Games Workshop, like any sort of like tabletop gaming store that you might have locally.
Yeah.
You know, we have a couple of them. They actually like hold card games and tabletop tournaments and all that kind of stuff, but they'll have a lot of this stuff. Before I start painting, I'll finish going through like some of the supplies. This is, again, Games Workshop stuff. This is actually a 2-part epoxy you mix up, and you can, you know, actually alter the, you know, if you want to do some sculpting or adding little bits here and there, you can use that. Or you break something and you can actually use this to glue it together and like fill the gap. I use a lot of this. It's mostly for foam, but like this will hold a lot of different things like fabric, you know, you have your different materials when toys are manufactured. You know, you get a softer plastic that goes over like the harder plastic. This stuff will help with that, and it won't turn your model white. You know, because super glue, like high density super glue, will turn it white.
What is that dude? He's got a glare.
Oh,
What's it called?
Bob Evans?
Bob. What is this? Bob Smith.
Bob Smith.
Industry. This is just foam cure. I usually get all my stuff from this company. Of course, Hobbytown, they put their label over his label. But here we go. That's what that's what their label looks like. So, and this is like a gap filling super glue. So a lot of times in 3D printing, you end up with
Striations.
striations.
Where
This-
does it go?
This, I already started scraping it, but you can see, let's see, we'll catch the light there. You can see like the little pock marks from the supports. So you could use it to fill that stuff. I just end up printing another one just because my support where they connect was too thick. So, and yeah, of course your screwdrivers and these with some masking tape. They're just lollipop sticks that you can get at Michael's or wherever. And then I just wrap masking tape around them, and then I got a big clump to that holds the head on. That comes off easy. I'm not even on camera, so jam it on there and good to go. Then you're not stuck holding, like the head itself, trying to paint it, and then you get, fingerprints and wet paint, all that kind of stuff all over the place. And yeah, so we'll do one of these. Actually, where's the ones that are completely yeah. Let's see if we can. I guess. Oh, no. This thing.
That's why I stopped using that book, man.
Yeah. All right. So to start, gotta do some digging here. I like to start with a nice rose color. This is a good one to start with. And this will be a simple base coat for the flesh tone. Is there water laying there? Am I retarded?
What do you need?
I just need a splash of water in there. Perfect. Thank you. I had a water and I lost it.
It's right next to you in there.
Thanks.
Yeah, nobody knows that.
Huh?
Nobody knows.
Nobody caught it. Okay. So there's other companies that make modeling paint like this. Vallejo, I like their cans. They're a little bit better. It's actually like has this sort of squeeze tip, but I usually just paint right out of the pot with these things. Dip a little bit of water in there and just get a little bit on the tip, and
Just the tip?
just the tip. And a lot of like when you're doing like small details like this, and that's what you're starting with, usually I'll start with the smallest, most detailed stuff. You don't necessarily have to be exact on where the paint ends up. You can kind of slop it in there for now, because like once we go around the edges of the eyes, you'll be able to, you can just kind of gloop it in there, and clean it up later. Just make sure you get a nice thin coat of this in. That's that. So that's usually the next tone that I lay down for skin tone. But that'll be I'm going to do the eyes, and then I'll do this so that I can make sure I get everything cleaned up properly before I do
like a base coat for the sockets.
Yeah, so it just gives it the, a more fleshy, flushed look. So we'll let this dry. And so we'll do the white of the eyes next, which usually don't use, at least I don't. I try not to use a bright white, you know what I mean? You want to use something a little more gray, but I don't see my other white.
Is there another one on the table in front of you?
This one, that's not, no, it's a big pot like that. Oh. These are colors I need. There. So today we'll be using that. So. Huh?
That's on there. It's not anything else.
If anybody has any questions while I'm doing this, please ask away.
I feel like we need Matt Hurd in here for some colorful commentary.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. So we're still dry in there. We're gonna let that go for a minute. In the meantime, actually, yeah, this is.
So do you just have a bunch there in various stages?
Yeah, so a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just I'll print a bunch of, like what I've been doing lately, just printing a bunch of them off, cleaning them up with alcohol, chipping away any of the, the supports that are left behind or anything like that. And you can kind of see in there, it's like little chunks every now and again. There we go. But yeah, so then I'll prime it, and then I'll just line them up, and I'll do that base color in the eye sockets on like everything, and then I'll go through and I'll put the white in the eyes. I was trying to see if I had any in here that
how do you prevent the acrylic from going on too thick?
Well, that's one of the reasons I use the airbrush stuff, because it's already thinned. But like when I started, well, let's put my water over here so you can kind of see when I dip in it. These thicker pigments, I just kind of like dab in, the very, very, very top of the water, just enough to get some moisture into the bristles and then into the pot, but just very lightly drag it across the edge so that it's not a big glob that you're picking up, So,
Several thin coats.
huh?
Several thin coats.
Yeah, several thin coats you can do. I generally just, because that's a base coat, I generally just hit it once. That's usually enough to give me that deep fleshy tone. So this one I already have, like the white's already in the eyes. Of course you can You just slop it in there and clean it up later. I mean, technically, you could probably just start with the white, go to the eyes, and just work your way out. But I'm probably backwards, and it doesn't matter. It gets done one way or another. So we'll do this. We'll like switch back and forth between these two and get it done that way. So again, just dipping in my pot here, getting just enough to coat maybe half of the bristles. And then I'll go in. So right now I want to pick out where the actual iris is going to go. So, oh, that's focusing. I need to keep an eye on the camera.
You should make them cross-eyed, just for fun.
Should I?
Yeah, just for fun. Why not?
Looks good to me.
Vision impaired.
Just give them like one lazy eye.
Doesn't have a mouth, it's hard to line up the eyes.
Yeah, then it'll be, yeah, Super 7.
Just side eye.
I know. No, that's side eye.
So one of the things, like I've always had this problem, like you can see like the tip actually starts to curve. Yeah, it's a problem that I've always had with brushes, but I kind of take advantage of it because like I know I'll actually point it at the figure itself, and that way I actually hit it before I think I'm gonna hit it. So we're gonna see.
How much should you be spending on brushes for this kind of detail?
I mean, you don't have to go crazy. Like I think I got this set of brushes. These, I don't know if it's gonna show up. It's very, very light. Well, I don't even know what the brand is.
Golden maple?
Something like that. That's what it looks like, right?
Gold ring, gold ring.
I got these off of Amazon. It was like $20, and you got like, I don't know, probably 10 different brushes.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah.
Chat squad, write that down.
All right, so I'm using this dark blue because we're actually going to work our way in. The outer part of an iris, when you look at an eyeball, is darker than where it meets with the pupil. So we're gonna, it's a lot darker towards the outer edge than it is towards the center, and then you have the black to contrast it. So we'll let those dry. And that's ready. And then maybe at the end of this, if Brian wants to do some trivia, probably should talk to you about this, huh? We can give these away at the end.
My brain is spent.
Okay, fair enough.
Windows 11 screw.
Yeah.
Windows 11 screw us
I tried.
Not as much as Millennium.
How many, JD?
Just two. One for each of them. In the old gravy time, yeah, tradition. Okay. So we don't need that. So we're gonna just keep these these up out of the way because I will need that again. So this one's about dry. Yeah, this one's about dry. That one's still wet. So at that point, I'm going to put this off this side.
Do you use any particular tools to do drying faster, or you just naturally let it dry?
No, usually I just let it dry on its own. Yeah, it dries pretty quick. So,
Just flow
yeah.
Cures better if you let it dry naturally, but I get nervous a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do the same thing. I'll just blow on it a little bit.
If I don't want to smear something, like I do multiple layers, but.
So,
The first thing involved, kitchen spraying.
yeah.
Got an old man, I get, my depth perception is always messing up. We talk about that curl on the end of the brush.
Right.
So I'm going back in with the fleshy tone, just to hit around the edges, especially on the bottom of the eye, the bottom lid. You're gonna have, it's gonna be a little darker than the flesh itself.
Is that where you clean up some of the stuff that you messed up before doing?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see that eye was just a big, huge blob. And now, you know what I mean? I'm starting to close it up. That one I'll get. We'll see here. It's hard to do this like this, but we're going to do our best. Yeah. So you can see, of course, it's upside down, but you can see it close that eye up a little bit. Come on, focus. The rest of my hand's in the way, that's why. Focus. Really? There we go. So, of course, it's wet, it's catching a glare. But the bottom of the eyes look cleaned up a little bit. So, trying to avoid the other camera. So there, I'm just pulling it into the corner of the eye where the tear duct is. And top lid. Usually when I sculpt this stuff, I keep in mind that so like you can see how the cobra symbol is raised. So like, of course, you're going to have the different sections of the lid. I do sculpt like the actual iris and pupil into the sculpt, but sometimes it gets a little hard to see that kind of stuff because it's so small, but it's there. And like, if you got the right light, you can really catch it better that way. So we're going to get the top of that lid. I'm used to my camera at home where it's directly above me. So it's like kind of, see.
How do your old axe eyes see that well?
I don't know. It's a good question. I do end up with a lot of ocular migraines. So, but
Define class health, I think got relief.
what?
Like a croupier something.
Yeah, like I thought about getting some sort of magnifier or something, but I'm just like, it's like looking at a camera, like trying to, I'm having trouble, like, okay, where am I at here? You know what I mean? It's kind of that situation, and I'm stubborn, so
Like me in basketball.
yeah. Cool. So that looks pretty good. Let's see where this other one was at. Yeah. Do some pupils in this one. We'll clean the outer edge up. And a lot of people complain about, like, how do you steady your hand? They're, my hands aren't steady enough. Da, 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 da. A good rule would be to really anchor your elbows into the table, and then you can actually rest your hands on each other to actually make it just that much more steadier. You can look at a lot of different painters and you'll see the same, they're resting their hands, even on their desktop, you know what I mean? But the other hand's usually on the other one. And it just helps steady everything up. But I do tattoos, so I better have a steady hand or I'm not going to have a job.
I think like a little stand to hold the stick.
You could, yeah.
Can't do that with tattoos.
No. It's a little different, throwing stuff on skin. But like you could have something holding it. I feel weird not having anything to do with this hand, my left hand. It's got to have something to do, and it just feels more secure if I am holding it. All right.
Well, imagine, and I said, well, I put my elbows down.
So there we go. See how tight we can get this in here. Trying to get. Yeah.
Are there any hidden details that you can put into your sculpts when you do certain pieces that maybe a client might not know about?
So,
was here.
no, I'm not hiding penises or anything like that. No. That would be pretty funny. I might have to try it.
Big old weasel behind his ear.
Yeah.
A story about the doctor would sign his name and people's organs would transfer.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's see. So, blue eyes. We're gonna. I don't know which one. Which one do you think? This is the color I use for the actual hood. I don't know if this go this one. We can give them some baby blues. Yeah. Don't need these. We're good
I like how
there.
you're dating yourself out of the corner like the eyeball. You need to clean up.
Yeah.
You get a little
I mean, it's like I said, there's probably an easier way to do it. And just, I mean, you could probably just start by slopping weight in there and then doing the iris, working out to the working out to the lids and
Anyway, seems legit to me.
yeah.
They used to do everything first and do the eyes last. And it was always the same.
So this is going to be really hard to see, but I don't go completely out to the edge so that it's almost creating a black line around where the iris would be. So see how, so you can see this side, how there's, if it's showing up. So, because like I said earlier, the outer edge of the iris is darker than where it meets the pupil. All right. So that's pretty good. Trying to think of anything to help people along. And this stuff is seriously like just like a dab.
Dab and dot.
Little dab, and make sure you're steady, and you do enough of them, then it kind of becomes second nature. You can still screw it up really bad. You just see some of the stuff I just end up throwing in a box, and I'm like, nope, I'm not even gonna finish this because that was a very, very poor attempt. All right, so we got those. I need.
You said these are 3D printed heads?
Yes. So,
Where did you get the file from? So you like?
oh no, these are my files.
Oh, your
Like I sculpted them, yeah.
Nice.
So now we're gonna go to black. Yeah, I can pull that stuff up too if you want to see. I use a Forger, a program called Forger, and it's pretty much like just sculpting from a sphere or square or whatever, but it works a lot like clay woodwork.
Digital clay or real?
Yeah, like digital, like, well, I mean, so I've done a lot of sculpting, like sculpting by hand with like modeling clay or clay itself. I did mold making and all kinds of stuff like that, but getting into the digital age of things, I started messing with the Forger program, and it works a lot like you think it would, you know what I mean? Like just pushing clay around, pulling it this way, and you can crease it and add to it. It's
If you physically sculpt it, I was like, well, then how do you get it to a digital file?
well, I mean, you just upload it, and it makes it into an STL.
Physically.
Oh, if you physically, okay, so
Computerly.
there, I've been seeing a lot of guys using
You
dental scanners, stuff like that, because
You can do it with a phone.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, there's a program that helps you.
So right now I'm just
Polycam.
Polycam. So we gave him lashes, pretty much. It's It's hard with that shadow there.
He's looking sexy.
Yeah. And now we'll dot the I.
That's the scariest part.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm,
Now, what would you do, like, if you actually like, made a mistake on that part and it comes out like a plus side or something? Is there a fix for that?
I mean, if I notice it like right away, usually I'll just like clean my brush off and just unpaint it. You know what I mean? Like if it's still wet, you know, just a little dab of water. That'll
That's a
help.
paint remover.
Yeah. That's usually the easiest. If you're quick about it, shouldn't be a problem.
They keep those tapered Q-tips on hand.
Oh, yeah, that helps.
I mess up a lot.
What kind of Q-tips?
They're tapered and they're a little firmer, so you just put it
Yeah.
in the water, you just wipe it right off and it takes most of it.
Oh, okay.
Like JD said, if you notice it quickly.
And of course, you know, it's not going to be perfect because we're human. But you can get it pretty damn close.
So JD will probably out in 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Time
okay.
just flies.
Jeez. Okay. Well,
Where the hell up, JD?
I'm painting.
Everything's been a little shifted, so you go get more time, dude.
Yeah,
You
we
can
can.
get some time to wait.
You sure?
If you don't mind me starting to set up.
I don't mind.
I don't. Yeah, go
What
for
I'll
it,
do is
dude.
I'll start setting up on this table, then when we're done, I'll just move the tables around and take everything. and move it over. No, I'm good. I could set up my own computer. Thank you, squad.
Say thank you,
squad.
I'm sorry.
Patience is key, though. Patience is key.
Just not too close.
Oh, you're good. You get in there. Get up in there. Wish I had a better light, but because you can, you know, I mean, it's hard to see up under the brow.
I should have bought those too. I got some lumen lights.
Yeah, it's all right.
Lumen cubes. Should have bought those.
We got
Test shot.
some lashes there. Of course, I always sculpt, and he's got some ridiculous look on his face. You know what I mean? I got, you know, the brow going, and
People's eyebrow.
yeah. He's
Wait, you sculpted raised eyebrows on too?
well, you know what I mean. It's got like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
yeah. So the one eye is bigger than the other, and you know he's just mad. He's yelling at somebody.
Hey, JD, have you ever considered like sculpting your own head to put on an action figure?
Not until recently. It was kind of an idea that I had just actually like last week. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder. I bet you I could start sculpting people and
Making them into their own head?
making them into figures.
Oh, wow.
That would be so cool.
I would love a Joe Simon action.
You got one scale right here, fellas.
Hey.
Probably do way better than what Hasbro tried to do with stairs, with pictures.
Oh, you're using that. That's smart.
Yeah. So I'll finish these eyes up and then. So now I'm adding the the actual flesh tone. But I'm not getting right up to the eye, because usually the bottom, oh my gosh, the bottom of the eye, there's still going to be some sort of line there. You know what I mean?
Is that on the hood or just the print?
Well, I'm talking like the bottom eyelid.
Oh, okay, I got
You know, so like that the more flush tone is you know, it runs into the tear duct and all that kind of stuff, and the lighter tone doesn't run up right
We have
to it.
a comment from Paul C. He just wants to say that you did a great job on Scott's tattoo.
Oh, well, thanks, buddy. I try. I'm just here's where the hook on the end of the brush kind of comes in handy, because I can reach up under the eyebrow with it. Yeah, that's good.
Jay, you're pulling off there.
Well, thank you.
Oh, change the gear. Cool.
Get this one while that dries. And even if the, you know, the layer that you put over isn't, you don't want to like completely saturate the two tones, the layers of the tones. Like, you still want some of the reddish color to come out, the more flush tone, which the airbrush paints, that lends, being thinned, lends to letting the undertone come through a lot easier. Yeah. So.
Maybe one day I'll make it into the 21st.
It's kind of hard to see, but we're doing what we can, right?
Good.
So from there, I can start. Do it. And I can start picking out around the eyes where it meets the hood. doing trivia?
I got it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, why don't we do that?
All right, we got some trivia.
And then I can, I'll finish picking this stuff out and then I can, so I'm gonna paint at the table on the show floor.
So these are GI Joe based, because when you run, right?
Yes, sir.
So see, they should be pretty common knowledge questions, but you're familiar with how we do trivia, there's always a list of questions. It's back when we used to do it at the shelf. So starting out, so Cobra. There's two main characters in Cobra, they're brothers, twins in some regard. And their names are actually mirrors of each other. So what are the names of the troops that they command in that small faction of Cobra? There you go, Crimson Guard. All right,
Who got that?
Joe S.
I got it.
All right.
I already got ahead.
Yep, you got ahead.
You get to pick. You get to
I get the pick who gets it.
pick who gets it.
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
I'm not gonna do that, you pick it.
No, you're not.
What's that?
You and Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the diecast gets one.
all right.
It's the line of sight choice. It seems. Right. Okay, next question. G.I. Joe, the good guys, they have a very diverse squad. They have troops from various entities and things like that. And they even have one that's Native American. So what is the name of his pet?
You're supposed to
Good.
raise your hand.
Oh, sorry.
What's the name of his pet?
Yes. Freedom.
Freedom.
I'll say it's everybody raise their hand. There comes up. It's freedom. Freedom.
Freedom.
I am not a fake fan. Thank you very much.
We're gonna have to go mono.
Missing occasion. Is it red by any chance?
Blue.
I bought an extra one of these because I didn't want to disconnect my. And for some reason, this one only has.
I got you. Yep, I got a, no, you're getting the three card one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. It's like this, right? Yeah, just like that. Just like that, yeah.
So yeah, we got
I mean,
that all cleaned
small
up
enough room where mono
around there,
works.
around the eyes.
Do you put like a little, like, block line around what it means the flush tone? Or is that
No.
extra?
So like I'll do
Yeah.
like a shade like this, and you can see it kind of has that like reddish tone. Like I'll hit the corners of the eyes with that, and it'll kind of run itself into the crevices and kind of add that separation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot like a wash. All right. And then from there, what I would do is I would use the red and lean this on the side and hit all of the little details. So just very carefully, like, yes, lean the brush. Yep. Just graze all this. And you would have to do that a lot, like, multiple coats. So for it to actually stick out, because you're like barely touching it. I don't want to take too much more time. So,
I'm still sitting up, dude.
okay, fair enough. All right.
Just basically,
So.
I sit up at home. I just traveled 300 miles. There's more to it.
All right. So I'm gonna give the whole thing a nice smattering here.
That retro cover finger now the 6-inch
Okay, it's the whole first one I've got is 6-inch one.
Cobra Commander.
I don't know. I got one.
Which one?
I'm good with one.
No, the Carter one was up for pre-order.
The Carter,
you know what?
Commander.
But it hasn't released yet.
Oh, you got one, cool.
I bought one, because I realized that the other one only had, yes, there's 2 boxes.
Okay. She's still at the car, she's on, it is in the car.
It's good.
That's the work, Dustin. How cool. Let me know if you need anything else.
Spent $50 on Amazon cords and stuff, because I didn't want to take everything out at home, I just want to go home and click it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? A lot of Amazon returns.
All right. Got it up, man.
Thanks.
All right. Still setting up?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you didn't start until almost 30 after.
It's like
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
Like I said, one goes late.
All right. Look at there.
How it is.
So the flash tone you did under the eyes, are you pretty much done with that? Or do you have a wash or anything?
I'll do the.
The red?
Yeah, I think I have like the non.
I'm not trying to jump ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, we're slipping. Slip, slip, slip.
Oh no, that's the
slip,
tightest it's gonna get.
slip, slide. Dip and take a dive. Okay. So nice and carefully.
There you go.
One of your guys is missing a head. Down here around me.
Oh yeah. So I brought a lot of this stuff along to kind of show like what you can do with blanks. I mean, there's a ton of different sellers between like Temu, AliExpress, Amazon. There's a lot of shops out there that make custom clothing, and I mean it all depends on like how far you want to take your customizing. So I bought, I have a nice pile of like blank figures, and I've just been collecting some clothing whenever I can. And
Question, but like all the blanks and dummies and all that stuff, like for the ball pegs, for the head, all about the same size.
some of them give you options, but like each company is going to do something different. Unfortunately, there's no real standard. I mean, you look at anything from the G.I. Joe line, like every neck peg is different. That they started catching on to, people wanted to swap the heads of their G.I. Joes, and like these last 2 Cobra Commanders, that's what they did. It's the same ball peg. And it's like one of the first times they've done it. And I'm pretty sure like if you try to swap out even like Outback, it was like they changed the way they did the neck. Same with I think the new Beachhead. I think it's the same way because they're using different parts. So, but that's just an inconsistency on their part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Snake. Snake.
Somebody saw me.
How we doing there?
For some reason, it wasn't showing that it was charging, and that thing popped up, said the battery's gonna die, but
Oh.
okay now.
Battery died?
No, it's fine.
I haven't used this one in years. We almost got three. This thing has two.
Are you gonna use the old? Wait, so you need two?
Alright.
Snake.
There we go.
Ah.
Come on in.
Okay. Nope. Almost.
No, we're live. That's because they're unlisted links that we sent. I can send to you.
Gotcha. It's not on the YouTube page as well.
Yeah, because they're unlisted.
Yeah.
Here, I'll send it to you.
It's for members only.
Yeah.
We're all members.
You ever get really frustrated painting fine detail that you just need to paint something really, really big? Like to paint a wall or something?
I mean, there's definitely like a level of frustration that comes from, you know, I try to use this as my stress relief, but sometimes, you know, life and shit. Sometimes the days don't go so well and you're, so I'm gonna go back to this because I botched up a little bit, but it's easily fixable. So there. And here.
No, then I won't be able to see what you would have to present. So I have to see what I'm doing here, that's there. That was the whole point of bringing this monitor, so I can see what I was doing there, which is projected to there, but I'm not even getting anything from this to go there. Everything's connected properly, it's just. Hope that.
Okay. There's that one. Oh, actually, we'll do this. We'll do this while we're here. Teeny tiny little teeny weeny brush.
And charts.
And
Is this the wash going down?
yeah. Yeah, so I'm just gonna dab it like right in the corner of the eye and not go too crazy with it. And then right along the edge where it meets. It'll be real subtle, you know what I mean? It's not super dark.
Yeah, but apparently I need an extra.
That's not there.
Wow. Oh, no.
It says
Cable.
Where's Dave?
Yeah, over here. I was like, whoa. Why is the table making weird noises? All right. Yeah.
dude, it's like acres.
Wish it would focus more on the eyes. Yes. So then from here, what I would do is I'll take it outside, hit it with this very lightly, the matte varnish. Varnish.
That kind of seals
Warning.
everything, right?
Huh?
That kind of seals it.
Yeah, and that'll seal everything in, and then ye old hard coat to give the eyes a gloss. So it'll actually make the eyes look like they're wet. Of course, I can't spray paint anything in here, so.
You can't believe
Huh?
You can't believe
Oh, wow. I can, but I shouldn't for safety reasons. Yeah, be crying. We'll all walk out of here feeling pretty good, though.
Right. And then we get back to school, like.
I'm not looking how far you actually really look from my house. There's no sense. Well, 'cause-
That one, that. And we're gonna leave that out just in case I botch up again. We're gonna use this smaller brush and hopefully.
No, that's it. He's a carrying pieces for those schools. Oh, okay. There you go.
Bam, bam, bam.
And we're leaving the table here.
Oh, you're gonna run.
Do you ever do the,
No, I got that.
instead of the art code, you ever do the like little tiny dots of white?
Oh,
to make light reflection?
yeah, generally I'll do it here so that that little reflection is there regardless.
Sometimes I'll get everything right, but I go to do that, and I'm like, wish I wouldn't have done it afterwards. Makes it really easy.
I mean, between tattooing and I'll thank Tyler for giving me the opportunity to paint all the heads that he makes. That has created it's given me the opportunity to kind of set it up like, a whole assembly line sort of style, and it, you know what I mean? I've adopted all of my techniques to actually make that whole thing happen, you know what I mean? To make it happen as quickly as I can. Just people paid for it and they're waiting for it, and he sends me the heads with the self-addressed.
JD just.
Test. Okay.
Huh?
NJCC's closed. She just wanted to let you know that they're done.
Oh, okay. Cool. How you doing over there, Dust?
Good, man, just, what you gotta do, man.
Okay, we're almost done.
Cut my time a little bit. That way, I have time to do a symmetry, but we can go through some basics. Show a little bit of how.
I like how you had your setup and you have that Miller Lite there too, because it's like.
What's that?
I like how your setup includes the Miller Lite.
Yes, that was very important. I was gonna save that for when I started the show, but you can't sit in this chair and do this without a little bit of that. You creative juices flowing, but this is basically what it looks like at home.
Creative juices.
The cast is here, the speakers are pointing towards me, and, I'm just gonna do just random checks for sound.
Do it. Do it.
What's you, on that Fortnite boat, just use like styrene sheets?
Yeah. It's all kinds of different styrene. This, like, the actual, like, upper part of the body, the turret, is part of some like cheap Walmart tank that I tore apart.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So anytime I can use something that was already made that I'm not gonna do anything with, I'll tear it apart and use the parts.
I got a couple of those boats on, just similar at some point.
Yeah, I wish I would have grabbed like a couple more of them. This is the only one I got though.
Keep painting.
Huh?
We're just gonna move some stuff around.
Oh, okay.
versus using.
There you go.
I'm gonna change that
Yeah,
tomorrow.
now, so whatever's right here is what's show right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that will affect me when I go home?
No.
You're gonna remember.
So if you want.
So is my screen up there now?
Yep. Yep, because, yeah, everything that's right there.
Yes, well, so it's fine.
Oh, you know, next time or two that he's hanging with him.
Let me know if he's.
Reach thing after the number.
I had to clear this computer up a little bit. Had to move some files from the desktop, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
Let my business out there. I don't really use this much. I only use it for streaming.
Yeah.
Which is a problem because I really need to start using it for everything.
What did you say?
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Coming next album. Coming next album. Suck my balls. Well, what's that doing? Where's that coming from? Where was that coming from? I heard it coming out of the TV.
Oh, yeah, it came out the TV.
What?
Yeah.
Right? That's coming out the TV. I don't want to come out of the TV. Just do speakers.
Right. That's what we found. They didn't give us the remote for this TV.
I can't have it coming through.
Okay.
Chris said there was an app that he downloaded. Chris said there was an app. There's no buttons on the side of the TV?
If you join StreamYard,
No, it's not going to sound like
because it's not Wi-Fi.
There's an app for TV specific.
Right. I'm hitting the
Jesus Christ. Operating difficulties, please stand by. Well, as long as we get this straightened out, I can start.
Yeah, because I was trying to look up the app.
No, but we got to get that lowered. I can't.
Yeah.
And I never really.
I've never even heard that before. I do that.
So I don't honestly know.
Well, what's the name of the TV?
Thank you, Todd.
What's the name of the TV?
Oh, yeah.
What's the brand on the TV?
I figured out.
Yeah.
Chris figured it out. Did you text him? Just call him.
I'm down on the app.
Oh, okay. Are we coming to the TV? 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, that's coming through the StreamYard. That's coming through there. That needs to get lowered.
I printed a bunch of them. The two that I have here are like the best ones. And I'm like, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's like I need something right in between them.
Oh, wait. I think I figured it out. Okay. On the.
Bingo. And that's for sale.
Oh, yeah, 2024.
All right, guys, you guys get enough head today?
An office.
Mhm.
No.
Guys had enough head?
Picture a little more, comment. We still feel all the stormtroopers.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Get to it.
Which one do you win?
Right here. That cat's ball back.
I'm always the first one.
Yes. All right, we're gonna go mono here because the speaker's not working correctly. So basically, this isn't gonna be like one of those full-fledged how to make a beat video. Honestly, when I make my music, I don't sit there like these stupid Instagram reels going bobbing my head and hitting the pads and stuff like that. I do a little bit more sanely, but that's basically the base of my beats. I've been making music since probably about 88, 89, and really honestly getting into it really professionally in the 90s into the 2000s. Early 2000s, it was a very big family like this of online producers, and that's where the name Dust Mites came from. So Dust Mites means, in the digging sampling world, there's a term called digging in the crates. When you dig in the crates, you get dusty fingers from all the old records. So we kind of took the word dust, added the mites from mighty, just made a Z, and that's where Dust Mites came from. So Dust Mites was a realm. It was an online realm like 99 to maybe about 2005 when everybody just started building careers and becoming, producers online and working in independent hip hop. So I just wanted to keep the name alive, so I ran with it. My producer name actually was pretty embarrassing, Jigsaw, basically putting pieces of different songs together like a puzzle. So that was like my producer name, but many names. But I stopped making music probably about 10 years ago and just fucked around and made some shit. But it wasn't until the toy stuff started coming together and we were doing the early realm on Instagram. I met Nathan Haskell, who, if you don't know, is part of Cold Slither. It's more like nerd rhymes, but not nerd rhymes, We talk nerd stuff and not like Urkel nerd shit, if you never heard our stuff. Pop culture, wrestling references, toys, comic books, whatnot. We make it fun, but I try to bring more of a real hip hop feel to it. And we started working together. I said, I don't know, I didn't feel like working with people because I got tired of working with people that I didn't like what they were saying. So when I saw it was this nerdy stuff, I said, well, it's not the best, but it's pretty funny. It's good. I can relate to this. So one song turned into 2 songs, 3 songs, and then we made our first album, which was Cold Slither. You'll be joining us soon. That was a year ago, and we've been releasing ever since. We just released a project called Muji Loves Company. That's Cold Slither 6. So that was our newest one. But let me get down to, so he kind of brought me out of retirement and started me making beats again, but I didn't want to follow what everybody else is doing. I wanted to do it my way. I want to go old school. I want to do samples. I want to do break beats. I want to do hard drums, simple, good, fun, boom bap type music. And that's how I've been making my progress. So what I was saying before about the dudes punching on the pads, making that, I call it beat farming. So what I do is there's 2 different ways I farm. And I'll get to this into a second, how we're doing this. One day, if I don't feel like making a song, I'll do 2 hours of just making drum patterns. 2 bar, 4 bars. And you know what bars are? Everything's in 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on your metronome. So you figure 4 bars makes 1, 2 bars makes the 4, that makes the loop, and then you go on and go on. I'll show it to you when I open up my music and show you that way, but everything's done in 4. So a verse is 16 bars, a hook is 8 bars, a verse is, you know what I mean? So there is a way to build this and keeping it simple. So basically, I would make drum loops, like doing this, and loop them up, and save them so I can just drag and drop them and stretch it. So like, I'll take all my time and spend this time looking for samples, looping stuff, chopping stuff up, and making a library of it. So on the days where I really don't feel like working from scratch, I can just drag and drop. You know what I mean? I'm just dragging and dropping and finding the way it sounds. But there's also days where I just say, I'm going to make a beat from scratch and go for there. But that's why I create so fast, because I take the time to make this stuff ahead of time. And there's sometimes I hear something and it inspires me to sit down, sample it, loop it, and then go from there. So there's 2 different ways of how I do things. So what we're dealing with here is I have 2 machines and I live in the past. My old programs work on my old computer. I haven't switched them over to the new computer, so I'll make the beats and the samples and chop everything there and sequence it, then I'll bounce it out. Bouncing out means you're taking it from that program, making it a long wave file, and then I'm able to put it on a different program, which is like a digital workstation, which I'll be bringing up right now. And it shows you guys, I'm gonna give you the nerdy talk here. Let's open this. I don't use this computer much, so bear with me. Say this one's okay, that's it. So, I mean, I understand that it's different if you've never dealt with music, and then you probably listen to go blah, 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 blah. But I think after, you guys see that okay up there? I'm gonna stretch this out. All right, and then, you know, I'm lazy, I'm old school, so, you know, a lot of these kids nowadays, they'll make 75 fucking sounds like that. You don't have to make it that way, you know, especially for the music that I'm making, when you make it underground hip hop. So, as you can see the pointer?
Yeah.
See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bars in there, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars in there, So this is 8 bars straight, so there's no hook to this, so this would be half a verse for someone, you know. And of course, if you decide to make it a song, I make it louder and then we go from there. So just to play one of these samples here. Where am I getting that feedback from? So that's the sample, just loop them 4 bars. This is the whole sample. Now the boom there, so you don't want the whole song to sound similar, so you kind of have to find a spot that works for you. So it's repetitive. Then what I usually do is when I get my full thing there, instead of making a bass line, I'll do the old school trick, is to take that loop, filter all the highs out. Same sample, I just you see this here? This is my EQ. And I lifted the highs and took out all the lows. It's the same sample that's above it. So I just took basically this one. Sonically fucked with it, took out all the lows, boosted the highs, it gives you so now you got a bass groove underneath. This is an old school trick that I used to do in the late 80s and the 90s, and through probably about the early 2000s.
Layer, right?
Yeah, and then you layer it. So what you want to do is you put this a little bit lower than your sample, because you don't want it to clip with the other sample. You got your highs on one channel, and you got your lows. And then you find where you're happy with your mix.
Like, how long will you fuck with something like this?
Infinitely. No, because I've been using this program so long, I already have presets.
Okay.
And then I'll just tweak it from there. And then when I'm ready to actually track it out like a song, then I'll put more time in it. I just want to give you guys some little mellow shit to start out with here. So then, of course, like I said, I did my drum farming before. I did sessions of finding drum loops, or I'll make drum loops, or a lot of I call it surf couching. Couch surfing, excuse me. I'll just sit on the couch, go through YouTube videos and find old shit, like it, go back, rip it off YouTube, throw it in, and then fuck with it, which I'll show you in one of the songs there. And but I have folders and folders and folders and folders and folders and folders of that shit. And I like to set it where I can just sit down and not, like I said, think about it. Just start throwing in things in there and see how it works. And of course, I labeled all my drums a certain way. Like this is MB Kit 12 breaks 09. It's 80 beats per minute. There's there's a reason for all that. It all goes into different folders, and I know, okay, these are grimy boom bap drums, these are the drums that sound trappy. This is my lo-fi kit, or if it sounds breakbeat, you know, so everything's all broken down into folders for me, so I can just go in and drag it here. So let me give you this here. That's the fill that I took. So this whole drum break was one drum break, and I just chopped the fill in the front to start the song off. And I'm working on a computer that I don't normally work on yet, so I'm trying to just. So, can you guys see it okay up there? It's big enough? Yeah, I could go on light mode. Is a light mode better?
No, you're fine.
So I usually use light mode because I'm the one on my other PCs from like 2005. So this is what the original drum break sounds like. So this is me tearing it out. This is the actual drum break I found on the record. Just boost it up. You'll hear when the fill comes. So there's your drums, there's your loop, and then we'll just play it all together. Practice out of the song, but what I normally do to figure it out, I'll do things on the fly. Like here, you can just take the highs out, bring them back in, take the lows out, solo the drums, so like you can use it like a live mixing song. Or if I was making a song with an artist, I stretch it out and actually send them the files that they can open there too. I'm sorry guys if talking out the box for you guys, but if any questions, please let me know as I'm going here. I'm trying to get through it always as fast as possible.
Take your time.
Like I said, I've been making different types of music in the past 5 years and really exploring different styles and type of stuff. To your boom backers, to your instrumental type stuff, to your more modern sounding stuff. I even tried to mix modern sound with old school sound. So you'll get like a track, you say, well, that sounds like a great track or whatever. But yet when the drums come in, they're like pop beat drums. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get away from the 808s, you know what I mean? But still get hard drums with more bounce with of like a modern bounce. But this is something that I'm working on recently. This is for the Euphonious Volume 2 coming out whenever I'm done. But, same thing here. I got a loop from a soundtrack. Listening to it and going, I can tweak and make my changes as I go. So basically, what you're seeing is kind of like one of the final stages of everything.
So Doug, before you go further than that, I think it's probably important to break down loop, punch, and that, so you can show them how it's layered in there, like why that skip between.
Oh, why is it break like that?
Yeah, so that, where you would punch in a vocal, where you would layer and loop.
You know, it's funny, and, let me see if I can find something here real quick. Let me see if I can find something off the Wine Women, because that actually has vocals in it.
Yeah.
Diecast.
Joe actually like, Wolfie.
Diecast.
I'm not, why am I searching for, I want to search to get it in.
Hey, yo.
It should be on my, this one here.
There are local
Does-
wine and women in
does-
your area.
Paul C in the chat says it's like spend an afternoon at your house on Sunday.
Yeah, he's been there, because normally when everybody's hanging out, the beats are always coming out of the I'm just searching the hard drive for that project, because then I can do exactly what everybody said. I have vocals in that track. That was the one track I was working on with someone in the studio here.
No, thank you.
So I took whatever we had that was done and I released it. You guys having a good time this weekend?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
This is called Buying Some Time. We're all finished. Disco. All right, I'm just gonna open this one. Grab the track. I just have to search. Who's tired?
I think everybody's a little tired. It's tad.
Man, I'm ready to get about PJs and relax.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It's a good thing there's a pajama party. Yeah, allowed. No?
It may actually be either in the courtyard or in here. We're gonna kind of make a game.
Game time decision.
About that. So me and the lobby, we'll just stick with that one.
But you all be wearing pajamas, so we can identify.
That's true.
See, what the problem I'm having now is I made this beat on my old computer, so bringing up the program on this computer, it has to search for each file.
Well, let's not go there then. Just talk about looping and drum kits and why you got a space in between them.
That was kind of like your pregnant pause there for musically. Like, you listen to a song and there's a drop and everything just comes out and then you bring it back. Normally I don't do that until I have everything laid out, and then I'll go in and put in where, and it's normally, like I said, it's on your 4-bar loops. Your MC is gonna get going to the hook after the 16th bar. So at the end of the 16th bar, give a little drama to the track by dropping the drums, letting the loop play a little bit, and then bam, the chorus comes in and knocks you off because the drums come back in. It's new sounds you have for the loop, for the chorus comes in, and then he comes in with his hook to get you.
They call that living track breeze.
Bending. So I'll do one more that's a little bit of a harder one, and then one more that I want to, I'll skip the harder one and go with this one because I'm trying to cut this down the time. But
No, it takes time. Good time.
I don't like this noise though. I don't like that. All right, there's something that you guys might recognize here. Recognize that? Basically, that loop is from an anime. I forgot what it was, but I had it in one of my folders. I was singing like that. And basically, it just goes all the way. It just loops straight across. And I didn't do much other than just loop it up to some hard-ass substitution drums, which is a great beat. Play those on the pads, give it that 90s flow and feel. I had that beat. I made this beat a while ago. I made it a while ago. That's basically all it really was, and I basically set up where it's good for a verse and you got a hook, and I just kind of banked it, and then I sent it to Nate and the guys that I work with, and if people want it, they want it, if they don't want it, it sits in a folder, and it sits in a folder, it sits in the folder until the day I say, you know what, I'm gonna use that for something else, and then these guys say, why'd you use it? I was gonna use it. Bro, I sent it to you 4 years ago. I said, well, why you send it to this other guy you should be working with? What are you jealous? I'm working with another guy? Relax. Nobody's getting paid. I said, you got to get 3 years ago. You passed. No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, look in the 2013 folder. Oh, there it is. You know what I mean? So,
Special brownie points if you know where that comes from.
yeah, dude, I don't even remember where that dude comes from, bro.
I was on the show. Yeah, I know the sample.
Yeah, I forgot what anime it came from. All I know is I labeled it DAA, so it's gotta be something with DAA. Yeah, I'm the worst. I need an intern to label my samples, because, you know, sometimes I have to.
Sorry, Sony, I didn't remember where.
Sometimes I have to one-eye it before I go to bed and be like, all right, I need to save this.
Could it be da da da?
Ta-da.
That's why it is.
Yeah. Well, I never tell them.
Yeah, Doc. That's probably what it was. Just another way to diversify the sound of the samples that I get. This is very gospel-y. Out of my wheelhouse, but I decided to just give it a chance. And usually what I'll do is, I got it from a gospel record, an R&B gospel record. Now I could have chopped this verse part up and kind of like filtered, but that whole flow, it's very repetitive, but if you get the right MC to just drop like a one quick verse on it, but let me show you the drums. When the drums come in, this next one, this is going to be the last one, so I need to wrap this up and get the next one going here. Like I said, we just dropped a new album called Misery Loves Company, and it's a little, it's very, to me, it's very mature sounding compared to what we've been. We're going from kind of that kind of like a nerdy rap sounding to getting a little bit more musical in a sense, and so. Like I say, when I sit there and I sample farm, most of the time, sometimes it's late at night, and just going through shit, or I've had a few beers, it's after ETR, working on music, and something hits me. And I'm like, all right, now I gotta make something out of this. And this was like the most weirdest fucking track that you would never think that I would even care about, or how did I even come across this? But when you have a YouTube feed as eclectic as mine, eclectic is a good word. All right,
Computer skills are limited.
so the name on the album is called Big Bars Wolf. And basically the beat will go, this is how the beat is. Again, tracked out, this was tracked out for Nathan Haskell. This is a full song here, hooks and everything. So you can see how where there's all the breaks and everything, and how the sounds are all layered. You know, you got your loops, your drums, your filters, and we'll name this here. We'll just but if you see where it came from and how I found this, just scrolling through. And that's where you get. Southern hip hop back in the day, like, you know, keyboard type style of beat, but I knew there was something there. And then once I heard the hook, they were singing on the hook, I was like, yeah, there's something here.
Hey, no way in hell you look.
Incinerate, make will eviscerate, so the color to commiserate. This thing's getting harder to invigorate. I ain't getting in there and take less, me ain't got negotiate. Allow me to illustrate. Fuck it, 2 tears in a bucket, got 2 words for your subject, makes it degenerate. Fuck, I make degenerate. Pop off at the lip, will hold on me, you better get a lash out, a cash clout. Homie, I am Nick Foley, I will pass out before saying I quit. I can both take it and dish, spit the wit in the grit. My mother raised me a misfit. Coming belly up to the ball, Cobra Law is a squad. I do this with my dogs, wolf. The tender of boss, I'm tender to the members of boss. Tap dancing on your tin roof, wolf.
That's how it sounds with an MC on it. So you see where we did that drop and then it came back in and brought the big punch, put the 808 underneath it. So, I mean, I know this is just like a basic showing what I do, and there's a lot more to it than that. But with me, setting my ways, how I do things now, I do a lot of, like I said, prep work earlier, that I can just sit here on a night and just throw spaghetti on the wall and see what happens. You know, and then there's the nights where I want to sit down and make an actual, you know, sort of start from scratch and go from there. You know,
Make a move.
What's that?
And make a move.
Yeah, well, with that saying, I mean, wasn't really too much I could say with that, of how I made these, and maybe I'll start doing videos of just me like punching some drums out or something like that, work that out, but, this is kind of like where most of the work and the time is right here, because, a lot of that stuff, throwing the loops and stuff together, and making, shit like that nowadays to me is like, it's old school. I've been doing it myself so long, so I'll spend 2 hours just making drums, a couple times making loops, and then the actual, where you're actually doing your time is in front of this, unfortunately. And it's kind of like a poor man's Pro Tools, but I've been using Acid Pro for a very long time, and it's just been my go-to. And I tried all these other DAWs, but I'm always coming back to this. You know, this is the point.
Does, what would you say was the hardest transition, or maybe what made it easier from going from in studio?
Like I'm going from analog to digital?
Yes.
My divorce. I had all my analog stuff, and I went through a divorce. We got married very young, and we were smart enough to understand that let's not be miserable through our 30s. And we went our separate ways, and I was like, well, I got to make some of the ends meet here, and I started selling up my analog gear. Only because my buddy, this was like probably 2002. I was messing around making beats on the computer, but I wasn't hardcore because I was always going to either my Ace or 10 or my MPC. So but I had to sell those to survive, like you say, and then learn how to use more of this. Now, I'm very behind when it comes to this stuff, even digital nowadays, because I'm a dinosaur. I'm set in my ways. There's other programs with other things that makes things easier, but I'm just so set with my workflow that I stay with it. And the way my music is made, I keep it very simplistic unless I don't have to, you know?
Was it harder going from analog to digital, or was it easier?
It's different because you're used to, like when I first started doing digital, we didn't have what they have now where you have a drum machine controller that connects to your computer where you could be in control. You're having the best of both worlds. Where if you're still doing analog, to get your analog sound into a computer back then, you have to buy this expensive sound card, or you have to go through your mic input jack or something that sounds like garbage.
Yeah.
And you know, like I didn't realize, like when I was ripping my first beats into my computer back in the day, like '99, I didn't know anything about bit rate, so I listened to all those old MP3s I made of all my old stuff. They sound like shit. It's like a 56 KB or 96, you know. But back then, I don't think my computer could have handled like a 128, you know, to save that WAV file like that. So it's just a graduation of things, and it's like now it's just like it's fun because I'll just throw sounds in there and just see what the hell we're gonna get out of it, and we move things around, and I'll reverse the drums where the end of the loop is the beginning of the loop, the beginning of the loop is the end of the loop, and the same thing when you're manipulating sounds and stuff. And I know a lot of people say like sampling's dead and sampling and blah blah blah. Will always be a sample guy. I will always be a breakbeat guy, no matter how much I make modern sounding music. But it's me telling people, look how easy this is. I mean, you're telling me, oh yeah, this. Well, here's an old school guy that does boom bap sample stuff, and I just made a trap banger, you know, with barely any knowledge of just knowing what the machines and just knowing what good sound is, you know, having that ear, you know. So yeah, I think if anybody else has anything they want to question on, but I know there's other people that work on music and make stuff, and you know, they do it their way. Everybody has their way, everybody has their workflow, and the main thing is as long as it gets out to the people. And I'm not killing it with my Spotify or my online stuff, but it's just cool to see that people have an interest for these projects. And I do most of them really for me, like, otherwise I wouldn't make projects that were so centric around topics and themes, you know, like space music is like a space journey into space. You know, you meet up with you see Earth, and if you listen to music, read the titles, it feels the volume, the emotion in the music. You see a movie playing out when you listen to it. You see like futuristic Earth, and you see like the space docks, and then you see the ship that actually going to take them on the journey. Then you meet the crew, so the music goes along with it. And then you come up with a planet, there's an anomaly out in space, and they're traveling to the anomaly, and they meet the anomaly, what's going on? They get stuck into the anomaly, and then they're on the other side, and then the music plays, and they get so happy, and all of a sudden, boom! An evil, synthy sounding, what happened? You gotta wait for space music to do. But, you know, that was a lot of work. That took me 2 years to do that project. But there's other projects where I just throw samples in there and just try to make things work together and whatnot. This is not playing anymore. I don't know why.
Like O's and Beers.
Yeah, you know, and that was, we wouldn't have had that if it wasn't for the pandemic.
Yeah.
Everybody was in a tough time. Everybody was feeling the stress. It was our first holiday stuck in the house. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna say? Summer started, what's gonna happen? You know, and everybody was so negative and at each other's throats, and it was just a nasty part of the world to live in. I wanted to make something and give to you guys something that was a little bit more, hey, play this at the barbecue when it's 40. You know, relax a little bit. And I changed my speed up and started making like this loungy type style of music, which I called Beers on a Boat. And then I made one for Memorial Day, and I made one for 4th of July, and I made one for Labor Day, and they all connect, and they all have a storyline to it. And, you know, it was for giving it to whatever, whether 15 people heard it or 500 people heard it. It didn't matter to me because I wanted people to enjoy something. And that's when I just started working on more music projects for me and not trying to make other people happy. And if you get what I'm putting down, then you pick it up. If not, there's plenty of other projects and things for you. But speaking of projects, before that, we're going to get out of here with this. You know what's coming up? Halloween's coming up. I said there wasn't going to be another Trick or Beats. May not be a Trick or Beats, but I don't know. How do you say there's not going to be a Trick or Beats without saying there's a Trick or Beats? Maybe just a goodie bag. This is I'm definitely working on my soundtrack game. It would help if I played the right track. So here's another guy now. Taking a soundtrack evil feel, throwing some slow roll Griselda type drums on it. Right? Evil is hard. That's Jason Starr. And like Eric pointed out earlier, the pregnant pause, ready to drop. Breathe. So yeah, there might be a little something for Halloween time. So, yeah, so it just kind of shows you kind of like the diversity and the different sounds and the different styles that you can get out of. And you don't need hundreds of dollars worth of equipment. Honestly, the machines and stuff that I use, you can probably pretty much pick up an older version now for about $200-300 with a good PC to run it. And I tend to have too many tools in my toolbox. So one day I may want to use the MPC. One day I might want to use my machine. One day I might want to do it old school, lay out my drums on that grid. I used to lay drums out on the grid. I didn't play them. I just laid them out on the grid. You know what I mean? And copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. You know, so it just depends on what I want to create and what type of sound I'm getting at. It's like any other musician in that sense. And then, like I said, I thank everybody who enjoys it or even gives it a second, you know, to listen to it. And honestly, it's helped the production value of a lot of our shows, and especially trying to get around copyrighted material. So a lot of the stuff that you hear on these bumpers and countdowns and on shows pretty much came from my library, and I try to fly under the radar with a lot of samples, and I do a lot of testing before I play things. You know what I mean? And try to change it up every week. So it's something fresh and something different. And you always know I made a fucking beat that I'm fucking really sweating if it's in the 30-second countdown on the guitar. You know? But yeah, I mean, that's it, man. Let's get everybody else in here. And I want to thank you guys, like I said, for checking out and joining. I was supposed to put something on the table, but I'll give it to you guys later. It's a QR code. You can scan it if you have Spotify. One side will take you to compliments of Dormammu. One side takes you to Dust My Song, right, or a project, and it's all random. And the other side takes you to a Cold Slither song or project, but it'll get you to where you need to be if you have Spotify.
All right.
And we're on Amazon, we're on Apple, and all that stuff too. So
Before we wrap, does anybody have any other questions for Dustin?
I had no plan on what I was gonna do today, guys. So I was just gonna throw it on the wall.
All right, let's give it up.
I'm sorry. We're gonna get into the last panel. Thank you, Derek. Thank you for everybody that's come today, come this weekend. It means a lot. We're gonna have more fun tonight. But I'm sure Chris will definitely want to take lead on this and explain some of the ways this all came together in the stories. So if you ever want to know how all this came together, please get it.
All right, we're about to do that now. Stick around. We're gonna have Chris come in. He's gonna hit the front and gonna do the Realm Nation.
We have more raffles for you. I forgot something last night. I feel really bad about it. We're gonna make up for that. I've got a couple pins here. Sorry, not a trillion toys, but still some cool stuff. Shane's gonna come around. Not it. Not it. Shane's gonna come around.
Sample that. Yeah.
I can make that. I can do that sound effect right in there with my effects processor right in that program. You can make it go that. Yeah.
So Shane's gonna come around.
Wait. Come around.
Is Chan coming around?
When Chan comes around. I don't. Why? What are we waiting for? All right,
Keep talking. Keep
all right,
talking.
I'm just gonna keep talking.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Testing.
Is there anybody out there?
I don't know what's happening.
All right, we're good.
We're good.
Can you
Oh
hear?
my gosh, folks. Welcome
What's happening?
to the Round Nation Wrap Up. So we really wanted to do what we do, right, on Friday nights, have our party, show you what we did for you this year, and, you know, go to the cons on Saturday, right? We thought we might have to come and do some panels. What do you guys think of the panels?
Awesome, man.
It's step shot. Next year, we're going to have to be like a paint master or some shit.
Like Bob Ross.
Yeah. Oh, Bart.
Dabble out of it.
So, we wanted to do something different. Panels. We're doing it, you know, I'm a party tonight.
Yeah.
I can order TikTok. I would accept no less. I wonder what you see me in my door. Talking about like new market American. I digress. So, yeah, so we're going to talk about how we ended up doing this here, like how we ended up doing this event at all. And all these people are going to talk.
Oh,
Yep.
every one of them.
I told you there's something here. Derek is getting a phone call. So Derek has joined our leadership group of discombobulated people.
Give it up.
Obviously, he, you know, my brain just broke. Derek does a great job, as you know, hosting and getting things together, and you know, he's a great guy. He's been around for a while. It seems like he was around forever. He's always around, but he's not. I don't know whose fault it is. Anybody? Oh, that one. Okay, that is. But
It's a good bunch together.
there you go. So, yeah, we're excited to have Derek on board, and honestly, Sean, too, she's doing a good job. So, she's on. She's on the way. We got Kelly to come. Come on, she won't come. Everybody, come on, hand in hand.
Please.
She gave you all a hand from the floor. All right, so in the sake of time here, we're gonna go through some slides. Brian doesn't. I'm gonna look.
Yeah.
So need it.
So I like this slide.
You didn't have anything to do with it.
So I just, this is just, it was NDPC, when were we here last? February, March, something like that?
Beginning of March.
And that's where we kind of had the idea
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
of,
What's his name?
What's wrong?
Do you want this chair?
No, I don't. We're gonna sit right on this table.
Oh, go ahead.
so that's where we kind of got the idea of, you know, we knew we couldn't do BotCon this year because we didn't have the lead time to do that. And we still kind of wanted to do something. And then I know Chan and JD were thinking about on the way home and like, hey, why? And they talked to Fran on the way out, I guess, right? And he said, you know, maybe we could do something here. And it's funny, I was talking to Chris earlier that day. We were outside, I don't know, packing up the car or something. He's like, you know what? We should try and do something here. And then I talked to you guys, helping you guys pack up. And I was like, all right, well, this is something that needs to happen. And then, so we thought about it, and then we didn't talk about it at all forever. And then it came to a point where it's like, okay, well, we need to get started. So let's get a teaser out there. And so I was like, all right, well, how do I do this? So I was getting ready to like do something here with like a Google map or something like that. And then I found the New Jersey outline. And then Chris is like, flip it the other way. And that was the big key with the map here. I wanted to know exactly where Cherry Hill was. So then I got that star right in the right spot. But then we evolved. Here we go. It's April at this time, I believe.
Had we had decided on, there was a faithful meeting you were involved in. Shan came to visit with Kelly. What month was that?
That was right after, it was like the week after.
So it would have been like, well,
Was it May?
it wasn't May.
But April.
It was April.
Okay, sometime around.
It was April 29th when we came up with this.
Yeah.
I came down for a Lego show and you had a barbecue. Derek had a barbecue and we met up and I get back to Chris's house because we were going to some other con the next day. And I was just like, we got to start thinking about this. And so I just started, I was like, we need a name. We need a brand for this. And so I started Googling the names of like WrestleMania like shows and their subtitles. And we just started scrolling. I was like, I forget everything we went through. I was like, and then eventually came with Nation. I was like, Realm Nation.
I was afraid we were gonna get sued by one Eric Phelps.
And
We're on full race.
and then
It wasn't a direct fight. I had my concern.
and then it was like, all right, well, what if we have like Realm Nation remote or whatever? I was like, well, this is live. We're doing it live, obviously.
Yes.
And then so we came up with that, and then I was like, we don't know what the hell we're doing. I was like, what's something toy related? And then I just like test shot. And Chris, you're sitting on your couch, like, I like that. Let's go downstairs. Yeah. And he sat down in front of his PC, popped up Photoshop, and we just started doing that. And then, of course, that evolved into save the dates and some more official kind of things we were sharing around, getting the hotel block. So at this point, it's like, okay, we got to start talking to Fran. He said, sure, we can join up with NJCC and do this here. But then it's like, okay, well, what goes along with a convention that's held in a hotel room blocks, right?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Are hotel room blocks generally blocked together?
The pricing.
The pricing block, oh.
Very rare. If you requested that, but most of the time hotels are giving it check-in unless you request it.
Hoping. I asked ladies.
It just so happened that some of us were on the third floor.
Oh, yeah. Well, fifth floor is better than three. So.
Yeah,
I'm probably another 12 minutes for the elevator.
So we did that, and what was and then something else? It's like we want to throw our party, right? Where are we going to throw that? And then we know the neck room is available. And it's like, well, what else happens at cons? Derek's like, well, there's panels. And I was like, oh boy. So then I think we just shot from the hip, and it's like dioramas, beats, charts, and customizing. And I can't remember if we had another one maybe on board or not, but we just kind of kept moving with that.
I think we had a scraping one at one point.
Maybe.
Briefly.
No, would have been great having a clinic for pulling action figure and robot news.
Gotta say something for next time.
We got to build that weekly Sunday live stream featuring dual screens of Jeremy and Brian pulling the news.
Yep.
And you have 2 hours. That's all you have.
And then we had to come up with what ways to get funding so we can build the rock box, right? So
yeah, I made about 115,000 versions of this one with different texts. Hey, thank you all for believing in our silly idea that has us all here, and we'll have for you guys to be here. So thank you for attending. And thank you for we'll get to the next slide.
But yeah, and then thank you for you at home folks.
Thank
you
you.
Watching.
Hopefully you'll get your
right
package.
now. But something else here. Do you want to talk about the social club? I think you touched on that last night already.
So there's a need based on tax obligations for this to get the fuck off of my name. I'm gonna get it off my nine. My mom said if I got 2 tractors registered, I'm gonna take my taxes.
Cousin, bro.
Brother cousin. Yeah, so the social club we're in the process of applying to be a 501c37, which is a nonprofit social, which has to have dues. Oh shit, y'all joined the social club. You paid your dues. That's how this works.
I thought you
Listen, hopefully you have, I know you have at least 4 friends in the party. So, they like making money. If so,
No, God.
come to our next,
So do we eventually get a storefront?
redeem your vacation. So that is what the social club is about. And I just think it's fucking cool. So, look, those of you that have been around since the Instagram days may be aware of the great war between the Autobot clique, the Decepticon clique, that was forming into the Armor Collectors, and 17 other toy groups. At one point, we had just become the Armor Collectors, and they were still doing like, oh, I'm rap. Oh, I'm, listen, we all did it. It was stupid as fuck. It was fun for the time, right? Anyways, I said something about no more messy badges to keep up with. Joined them around today, which was obviously a shot at that. Well, look at me now eating this bro. But we're going to give you guys that are in the social club, whether live or
At home.
a voice in what we do going forward with some of the stuff we're going to do. Maybe next year there's going to be a rock. More coffee. More coffee.
Why don't you just stop everything, Chris, and go get that?
Okay.
Coffee.
I don't understand.
I don't either.
I love a coffee. So
Same.
look, we've got our social club logo here that I was able to bang out 48,000 versions of till I was somewhat satisfied. Did anybody notice any of the words that maybe were on this? And anything just like what you'd have to what does that mean?
Yeah, Redire Ludure, I didn't know.
We've got Redire Ludere, which is Latin. Folks, it's Latin for pay to play. So, pay to play. And if you don't understand the premise of that gag, please find me tonight and I'll be happy to explain it. So we're all pay to play friends. But listen, anybody that's if you're in any sort of Rotary Club or Moose Lodge, any of that stuff, if they have their shit together, they're doing the same thing. Right. We're not making any money off of this. Honey, are we making any money off of this?
No.
Okay. At least maybe we can send some on the back.
So I was thinking maybe we talk about the figure.
So let's talk about our figure. All right, who had a chance to fuck with one of the Proto Ali last night? Pretty cool. Did you guys like that? I mean, probably not what you were expecting, but keeps it on brand for us. What happened is I had bought a Google Bamboo printer, and I'll talk a lot about those. And one of the first little projects I could find online was it's a Dummy 13, the name of the model. I started printing them and fucking with them, and they were so cool. And Chan had come to visit. I'm like, look at this. This is cool. What if we had somebody, a guy on the floor hiding? What if somebody could model different parts where it's our design, right? Stays the same skeleton. Huh? He's not hiding.
I wanted to see the slides.
Yeah,
go ahead.
What if we designed the stickers? So away we went. We definitely had the horsepower to print them. Ace was printing them. He got COVID. Fantastic. Yeah, and then Tyler picked up the slack on some of the printing. And then there were some snafus when it came to me. Because see, it's supposed to all get printed together in one place. And it did. Ish. But yeah, put together. I'm not even looking.
Don't worry about these. You can just keep talking.
Okay. So there was a lot of debate on colors and layout and design, and JD did a great job modeling. Give JD a the fact that he took, I literally showed him this software, and before I could finish explaining the next thing, he was already doing shit I didn't know. So kudos to him for being fast on the learn and knocking it out. To Ace, to Tyler's not here. Myself just a little bit. Doing the 3D printing. Yeah, and the story on the back was we all kind of worked on this crazy story. It's a much, God, we had ambition. Should we tell them what we didn't get to this year?
Well, thanks to this guy, we had an outline.
Well, we had a hell of an outline. I just couldn't open it because his computer's poison. We had an ambitious way to tell a longer story. I just think
Yeah.
unfortunately, we just didn't have time.
It might come one down the pike.
It might come down the pike.
We'll do it
for sure.
Okay.
What do you got?
I was going to pull up that story if you want to talk about it.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't want to talk
Yeah,
about
story
it.
time later.
I will say my favorite part was seeing him take just like a sketch of what he wanted it to look like, turning it into a finalized image, and then like proceeding with the 3D printing. It was kind of fun for me to be sitting on the backside all that, just watching how he was putting it together.
My favorite part was painting 100 of those faces.
Well, I guess we should. The face on the figure is different than originally planned. We had too high of ambitions of what we could do with the 3D printing.
There's limitations.
There's limitations. Ace was pretty quick on the fly to get that. It's a resin slip in. And JD, I'll be honest with you, I was like, that's a lot to do really quick.
That's what we didn't want to do in the first place. But
Ooh, yeah. Well, now that we know how quick he works, yeah, that was.
I like the pressure.
So here's us packaging a bunch of the Rockbox stuff. I back on the figure. So I designed the trays that they sit in. I laser cut those, and Brian and I had a very stinky couple hours in my shop using contact cement to glue the backing on the bottom so it lifts up clean. Took a lot. Oh, I designed a jig for us to use so we could do 4 at a time quickly.
And then we had to keep them flat.
Yeah, you had to press it down the way that would work. So that was a lot. I designed it, laser cut it, and then we put it together. That's hands. This was some of the assembly. That's the one around mask when I was painting it. That's a popular picture. So this is a Cricut machine, and this is our poor little HP Easy Desk, whatever my wife buys. How many ink cartridges did we use, Brian Ray? Kelly, how many? 8 cartridges that day.
That's why you called me, sir?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even tell. I mean, you tell her that story then. We had to do some on-the-fly editing. Yeah, so that machine worked its ass off, put out everything from all your packaging labels, your Ace Milo decal on your box, the box inserts, the box stickers. What else am I missing that we did? Your content cards today.
Yep.
The itinerary.
Kelly, I'm missing something else that the machine did.
What?
I'm talking about all the fry cut out.
Oh, so much.
That thing worked hard. Hey, shout out to Joe S. Joe S. came to town with his Gadzooks necklace on.
It's not on now. I'm sorry.
Bro, I love it. I'm jealous that I can't pull it off. Joe came through and helped me with that. That's right. I don't. Oh, that's Dormammu. Where's Dormammu? Dormammu came through. Hey, Dormammu did the keychain. I love his heart, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dormammu. and I got to look at pictures of Dormammu to figure out which one to put on the package. It's just a weird thing to do. Admit you stalk somebody. There's Kelly killing it. Dormammu came in packages on keychains as part of the build. We had some miscommunications on delivery times on some stuff, so like the bags actually didn't show up till, or they get there Saturday. The bags got there Saturday. The second load of parts didn't come until Monday, and then we had to print some. So
There's Dormammu's cleaning off
a piece that was worthless.
it was a stand adapter.
I told you.
We thought it was a neck.
I thought it was a weird short the neck thing. And then there's the Brian's got some pictures and stuff, but there's when Dormammu got done with the thing that didn't matter. And yeah, I did not condone this knife usage in my house. Standing was okay. So
there's the head.
Yeah, so I was printing the heads, cleaning the heads, assembling the heads, giving them to Joe for a kiss on the head. Every single one, right, Joe?
Every single one.
Oh.
But that is the we had to do the heads 3 times, was it?
Yep.
So,
Yep, and I'll take credit for some of that because I should have, it was documented. Yeah, so that was our Saturday crew. Chan and Finn came down the day before. We didn't get a picture.
That's okay. I sent
and
it to
hey,
Brian.
if you got a folded T-shirt, say thanks, Chan.
Actually, say thanks, Finn.
And we did a whole lot of shirts too.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so cutting out, and I apparently did an awful job picking the color because it's like the most ink destroying color I could do. And I'm sorry. And then we have a thermal printer that printed like your luggage stack deal, which I think it look like that. And then there it is right there. It's a hey brother. And your piece of shit repair kit too, because the QC sticker don't mean shit. That one was not. That's just something I whipped up on Photoshop or Adobe or something.
Do we want to talk about the tool theme at all?
Yeah. So the tool thing, we tool bag. You got all these tools, and part of the story is that Ollie had to go back to manual labor because his battle rap career is a pain. That's the story. So. Yeah, here's the process of laying everything out. Kelly, how many times did you say that was like QC checked?
Oh, 1 unit, at least 6.
Yeah, it was.
Piece, yeah.
And somehow Dom got extra large shirt.
I don't even know how that
I
happened.
don't know how that happened. We totally missed one.
QC check.
Yeah, so at one point, me and Kelly really got like the absolute rhythm down. And we shrink wrapped everything. One of her great ideas. Why do I have a shrink wrap machine?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, I took that as a picture of the teaser of the badges. We used basically the same design for the banner, just try to kind of tie it all together.
Rick put a lot of love into that.
Yeah, you should be very proud of your lanyard and badge. This is it's a premium item, to be honest, based on the price point.
Good job, Frank.
Yeah. So the backs came in, and listen, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all flooded us at the end. We were like assuming what we normally have. Like we thought we'd have we ordered 75 for safety stock, and I mean, some people might waited till literally the last moment. But no, we had a wave of sales at the end, so we ordered 75 bags, and me and Brian and Kelly all counted them, and there were 73, and one of them had a hole.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
what'd you do with that?
Oh, that's my bag. I put tape on it now. On my bag has a hole in it, but I don't care. I think I figured out a way to fix it. But yeah, got it all done. Everybody got shipped out yesterday morning. That was a snafu because my UPS store will take post office, but not 20 post office that are. I mean, you guys know how big that bag is, and it's just a big box. So we had to make another run.
Yeah, those are Derek's hands. He came on Monday and helped
That's
us
right.
get it together.
Derek came through and helped us finish it up. It's just very weird. Guys, listen, I don't know what you think that you want to do with your life, but it ain't buildable. You might pay somebody to build you some toys. You don't want to do this. And then the do stickers. Because of how much we love Ace Milo. What'd you say?
So there goes everybody's dream of being Santa Claus.
That's it. Yeah, got all our printing done.
Every time I put on the house, cracking up laughing. I was like, yo, he got this.
Yeah, it was just all hands on deck there for a minute.
Chris, you might need to do another run of that break. That break.
Oh, really?
Might need to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. This shirt costs extra because it's on the sleeve. Where's it at? It's way over there. Man.
And on the back.
And on the back. And inside. Did y'all see?
There's an inch of face on the inside of the shirt. Or the round logo on the inside of the shirt. That way you can flip it up.
So this was, I think, one of the first ones. Like, I designed all this, and I actually didn't have the figure. I had poorly printed it out in different colors, and it was my test shot for sizing. So we were literally like, that figure's posed in there. Like, we took time to stand him the way to try to peg him in, so to speak, the best we could. Spread his legs, bend his toes, tell him to hold on. We should have put something to indicate the secretary was there, maybe a little notch in the corner. It was one of those things I thought about after I'd already made them all.
Oh, ribbon.
Yeah. A little ribbon or just like a little notch for your finger. Yeah. So the tool sets came in loosey goose. So the team put them back together and then put them, we gave them stickers and everything and sent them out to you guys. So yeah, wanted to make it a little nicer than just a raggedy ass box of shakes. And then the tweezers.
Which had a misspelling. So we
They had it. They say tweezers. So I
get them off Temu.
I cannot confirm or deny the supplier that I acquired for this particular service. Yeah, once again, these came out great. We splurged a little bit on the card especially, but it's a nice thing.
I heard the word.
A nice collectible item. It's got the snap away. It's got the button. It's got the swivel. It's got all the options, all the bells and whistles. It's the Cadillac. And then look, here's T-shirts. T-shirts and it snips. Everybody loves it snips, right? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with me.
T-shirts.
More T-shirts. This was the lowest amount of T-shirts we've had. There's been years when we did 2 T-shirts, right? That's a lot of T-shirts. I somehow got in and out of folding T-shirts 2 years in a row. That's a lot of T-shirts.
Shout out to Jeremy for the labels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy. Jeremy used to nicknames that all of the participants in the build were had. Who the fuck is this? That would be my only criticism. That's okay. Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy, I
But you
appreciate
did.
it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy wasn't supposed to be here.
But he came anyway, so.
But obviously, logistically, he got here today. Jeremy did a lot of grinding on data for us, it's a lot of work to get from the sales to the, to a spreadsheet, to the useful information, he somehow took all that and made us a relabel. So it goes on your shirts and that helped keep us organized while we were bagging everything up. So thank you, Jeremy. And I'm so glad you could come.
Yeah. Yes.
Brother. Great how things work out.
I don't know if this might be a little inside baseball here, but do you know that Monday is officially 5 years since I've been pulling the news for ETR?
Woo! Longer than I pulled it in. How many years have you been started? For 3 years.
Yeah. It's a very
That's a call.
There's no audio.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, audio's turned off, but I figured we just let this play while anything else want to talk about this wrap up. What can we do better next time, maybe?
Oh, listen, guys. Okay. This guy wants coffee. I'm confused.
Don't try coffee next year.
Sir, what is the issue with coffee?
The lack
Okay, you can get coffee, I think, till 11 o'clock at the bar. Oh, this is the Keurig in the room. Bring it around.
There you go. Yeah, there's a Keurig.
Okay.
When we got the hotel blocks, we specifically asked for Keurigs in the room and specific styles of coffee. Because we knew that most of our members here require coffee to be able to function around. So did you see the Keurig in your room? Congratulations. Okay, I'm sorry, not congratulations. You're welcome.
I don't have a criticism. I just want to say again, thank you from the bottom of our heart, Kennedy Village, for partnering with us for the second consecutive year. Guys, like we're going home right now with 2 full totes, and somebody else over there got something else in the room. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna go home with 2.5 to 3 totes. So we thank you guys. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Brian and Chris, for calling me while y'all were on the way home to figure it out last minute. And hey, that helped me get here. So thank you for that as well.
Basically, that was the conduit to get Jeremy here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know I'm real bad with an empty tub, but we came all the way here.
Not only how things work out.
It is.
I think Mark explained to the board. Toys, but I'm gone.
No, you guys always knock it out of the park. Thank you.
Thank you.
What else?
No,
I told Brian we could do this, but I'm not.
there's
leaving.
nothing. There's nothing else.
No other questions?
Come on. There's got to be some constructive feedback here.
Topics, maybe do like a round robin of what you think people want to see. I think the panels were great, especially for a first go round. But maybe ask, hey, what are you guys looking for? Maybe some people want to start their own podcast. You can teach them how you guys do it. You produce it.
No, more podcasts. We have to do a podcast.
It's a blueprint.
So I will say part of the end of this, Jeremy and I believe were talking earlier.
Yeah.
We're going to send a survey out to everybody that attended and didn't attend, and ask questions exactly like what you're saying here. Because listen, at the end of the day, we want to know what you like, what you didn't like. This is our first time doing this. Like,
We're not great. I don't think anybody has any major complaints.
Yeah, little coffee.
More coffee.
Yeah,
What about?
It's something Bobby did a couple of years ago when we was all together. Maybe since we have so many shows, maybe one conviction we have up one could be Gravy, could be Future Inform, Friday Night Show, whatever. Just have one and still have your panel, but have all of us instead of us chatting. We all of us do like that.
I like that. I like that.
Talk about talking over.
I will say that was definitely part of our original plan.
Time.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, we weren't going to have full cast for certain Monday shows, and
Is that how I sound here?
you all sound like Deputy Dog. But yeah, so if you really think about it, though, it's kind of what this was. You got a live shelf stream. Are you ready?
Yeah, that's true.
You got a Pandemic Crashbox video. Right? I mean, it was just like being in the chat, except you guys were able to do feedback. Great idea, and to do it specifically like that, I think that's great.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm just going to say, I want to provide an experience you guys are going to remember and say, man, that was really cool last year. Tell other people that it was cool. I don't want anybody to be like, that was lame. That's dumb. I don't like
this. Just a fire. I can't think of one bad thing that happened from how y'all set it up in the dealer room, which I know that's your normal speed. Giving people who are coming an opportunity to kind of sell on the floor, which is not the normal thing. That in itself, I know y'all pay some money for the table.
Yeah.
So to give people an open.
Y'all pay some money for the table.
It's all part of it.
And shout out to Dom for sitting at the table and helping out.
You gotta he's got a balloon guy, so he's our balloon guy.
But what about if we put 5 names on the wheel, pick the first 5, make it do lunch?
They can do no what anybody? Podcast roulette. Do you are you living in that thing now? What do you got?
We got two coming up.
Come here. Me and Brian got to whisper.
They have to have secret meetings.
Buying some time.
Let's touch it.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool, like for next year, that we guys are involved. Let's say, hey, you may not get everything that you want, but you know, there's more ideas. We're not going back to the same.
Great. Yes. Tony. I'm gonna do the drawing. I'm gonna do the drawing.
Yeah, well, you know, so that we kind of want to just let everybody else feel
Church is in here. All right. I'm sorry, Dustin.
No.
Don't talk over me, Doug. All right, guys. We have one more thing we want to show you, but first we're gonna do some giveaways, and we have 2 giveaways. They are the Rail Nation test shot signs that can be used however you like. So, and they're sealed. They shouldn't, chip off or anything.
They're different.
Yeah, they're a little different. They're test shots. So we're gonna draw tickets to whoever gets first can pick which one they want and go from there. I'm gonna close the box. Switch the box. All right, Chan, are you ready to draw a ticket? Here we go. Red tickets out, guys. Red tickets out. What do you got? Last 3.
I know what it is.
Last 3?
Yeah.
919.
919. We've got 919. Okay. So now you know you're going for this one. Exactly. All right, Chan, let's shake it up again. Don't want to get any bad juju here.
No bad mojo.
No bad JoJo. Last 3.
923.
923.
Yeah.
I'll take the ticket. That way you don't have to worry.
All right.
All up to being here, sir.
All right.
All right, we have one more prize. It's not a physical prize, but it's something substantial. And I was supposed to do this last night, and I forgot. It feels super bad, so we're doing it tonight. So you have a better chance tonight, maybe.
Is it a crisp high five?
But first, there's one more thing we have to get, and I'm doing this blind.
It is.
This right here is something. Jeremy's going to talk about this real quick.
So, as some of you know, I have an extensive parts collection. It just so happened that in all that love that was sent my way, there were a couple dupes, and I wanted to share that love with someone.
You want me to
here.
show them? All right. If you've been on Amazon lately and sorted from lowest to highest, you would see that there are Amazon exclusive
Ooh.
Captain America Civil War, Ant-Man, and Captain America Falcon pops up for sale now, or for
limited time.
one more window.
Flex fail.
Who's ready for some pops?
Man.
Yeah, I got one here. All right.
It's the love behind it.
Yeah. Pop. It's a story behind it.
914.
914. If I'm not mistaken, weren't you involved in the original? Sure, chance on those. No, you weren't there. No, you haven't. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you very much for our final drawing here, okay? Couple reminders, tonight, Pajama Jammy Jam, I waited so long to say that here, party. If you don't have PJs, you can come, it's fine, but if you do, yeah, underwear's fine, no thanks. And we're gonna meet in the lobby. We may come in here, we may go out to the courtyard area in between there, the space in between.
Just come.
Just come, bring your, if you want to do the gift swap, it's gonna be a lot of fun. If you didn't get anything yet, I bet you somebody here would say something. $20 to $50 prize or gift. It can be a funny gift, it could be a hot action figure, it can be, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Bars, so.
If you need wrapping paper, scissors, tape, I got it.
All
Come
right.
see me.
Just no bottles.
One last thing.
What do we do about time on that, Chris?
Which part?
The jam.
If you have a schedule, I don't have one handy. Your schedule says that Realmer should assemble at 7:40, 7:30. We're gonna take a group picture because we've done good this year, but we haven't been remembering that at 7:45-ish. And then we will start the thing.
Wait. So this group picture is Jen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the pajama jammy jam. You have to.
So we're looking forward to seeing y'all tonight. The game we're gonna play is a lot of fun. We'll make sure to explain the rules. All right, guys. Here's the last prize. Tyler from 3D Printing Forge has the prize. It's a $250 credit with 3D Printing Forge. If you guys were there last night, you saw all of the great stuff he has to offer, and he's got tons more available. That's 3D _printing _forge on Instagram.
How do you spell out underscore? Or is it just
No.
It's the actual underscore.
Please don't spell out underscore. All right, so let me check my phone. Somebody please hum or jabber for a minute. I'm gonna see my message.
Find some time.
He didn't say. I'm going to tell you to hit him up on Facebook. His name is Tyler L. If you need to know more, ask around. All right.
It's a big one.
We don't have the Music Man no more, but can I get a drum roll, please? All right. All right. Last three.
910.
Oh, okay. Oh, yay! Look out. Woo. I appreciate it. You know, I thought this dude was a spy when he first started hanging around. He's a pretty cool dude. Right on. Hey, so thank you. Reach out to Tyler. Tyler, if you're watching, here's your winner. If you're not, you'll probably figure it out. So, breaking news. We do have another raffle. I'm going to let JD explain this.
Yeah, somebody want one of these? Well, then there we go.
The whole tray?
No. One of the heads.
All right. So we're going to draw right now. Are they just going to pick which one they want?
Sure.
If they want a light or dark.
Yeah, that's
We got their major.
Tell me and I'll make it happen.
Here we go. She's going deep, guys. I can feel it at
I
the
shook
bottom.
them up a little bit.
Wow, she did that sideways. That's impressive.
I know. Redheads have more fun. Ready? 911.
Insider trading.
Oh, I'll let you know. Okay.
TV.
That's
good. TV.
Do that.
Sweet. Awesome. All right, so we got one more thing to talk about real quick, and then after that, meet me in the parking lot and bring your phone so I can see them for y'all. I'm gonna be out. Is the riding truck still out there?
Yes.
I think there's a Penske truck in the parking lot. Come to the Penske truck. I'll be sitting them out there. Get you in New Jersey. All right. So, last year, 2 years ago, 2019, and then COVID happened, right? We lost all that time. Guys, I consider y'all to be our family, not just the group we hang out. Each and every one of you. I see y'all talk to y'all more than I talk to anybody else, right? So, and I guarantee you half y'all know all y'all in here. This is kind of become our life, right? It's so cool we get to come together. And when we were going to be able to do BICON this past year, we were pretty bummed about it. And you know, I think this shows, you guys. Let's be honest, we had a really boom year because everybody knew at that price point what we're putting in. Right? This year we were very transparent. And I wanted to be, we do not have third parties. But you guys trusted us enough to still play. So here we are. And I don't know, next year is going to be here sooner than later. I think Brian's got something he wants to show you here. Ooh. He's working on it. Woo! Yeah. The round tongue. I never thought I'd say it. We have time to plan. It is the 10-year anniversary of the round, according to. Our first show date. Yeah. So we were kind of like a little bit prior to this year. So let's point out how nerdy your boy is. And there's a 10 in the and it's 10 years of round. That may change. That was Brian, I need a subtitle. And I said, fuck it, 10 years around. So, BICON, June 13th and 14th. We'll do our Friday night shindig. Sir. TBD on the rest, but we really would like to do something similar. And we want your input on what you want to see. If you want us to talk about whatever, our bowling game, I don't know, we'll come up with it. Just give us some topics, right? To your point. And we can get the podcast together if you guys want to do some live podcasts. I think we're going to have opportunities to do stuff like that. Right?
Listen, that's the My Rocks backyard, man. So anything y'all need from us, we're there.
Oh, so we can take your house?
I don't live in Indiana.
That's on the boots on the ground are important. So, you know, I know nobody's like right on top of Fort. Let's just do this. We're going to pay Logan live in Fort Wayne all year. Are you good, Logan? If we pay. This is exciting. Just got a pop coming out of the wrestling show, and you guys pop for that. So, yeah, we're excited to work with Hanny again, to work with this and some other things. We're so excited to get to a point where we can ask you guys for some feedback. Because we want you guys to be involved in what we create in this crazy shenanigan that we do every year. That we're going to do better with this year because we have a long time. Right, JD?
That's right.
That's right. All right.
So it would be safe to say the next episode of Rump Nation will be brought to you by agates.com. Find folks at agates.com. I haven't said it so long.
I know. It just rolls off the tongue like this, but we're going to make it right. We're going to make it right in the coming days. So,
Does that mean I can go back to thanks, Hanny?
Yeah. Sure.
Keep it small, we're trimming fat.
Okay.
What?
We're 1 hour.
It's cutting season. It's cutting season.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Can I go back?
Wow. Yo.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, being nasty.
Come in for the first hour.
Thank you all again. I mean, guys, what else? I feel like I didn't want to sit up here and talk right
I mean,
here.
Chris shouted out Tyler earlier, he wasn't able to be here. Also want to shout out Dave, Leonard John Attic, also part of our leadership here. Watching and listening, we're all with you, brother. You know what I'm saying? And if you know Dave, just hit him up, say what's up. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you probably appreciate it. And other than that, also, you guys are aware of a personal situation of mine, and you guys came through for me. So incredible. Can't thank you guys enough. Don't know how to thank you guys. Just the fact that you guys are being here, I touched on it last night. A lot of you guys took time, you know, from your personal lives, spent money to come here, be with us, believing in what we do here as a group. And we truly appreciate that. Words can express. So just want to say thank you so much. Other tiny token of my appreciation. I doubt everybody's gonna get a piece, but I got a little cake for you guys if you want to enjoy it. And there's other snacks and stuff that we're gonna enjoy later during the pajama party. So cannot wait. Cannot wait.
I can't tell any more than what these guys have already said. This team this year was unbelievable, firing on all cylinders what they had and what the time that we had. I honestly can say I can barely make it this year. And many of this, Chris, as usual, was a great quarterback. Like I said yesterday, he's very good at getting balls rolling, as they say, and it's a management skill, right? What they say is
It's a management skill.
to get these, and everybody that, like they said, took their time and this. You guys coming here, and like I was telling them, I see people getting on planes now. Oh boy.
It's like,
Oh boy,
get nervous.
If anybody's come to NJCC before, you know it's not the biggest of shows and conventions, but like we have to entertain these guys for 2 days, and I'm really hoping that you guys enjoy what we put down and can't wait for what we're doing in the future. And I want to thank everybody here, thank everybody at home. And like I said, this is the birthplace. This is where it all started, believe it or not. 6 hours of walking around that little room, looking at the same stuff. But it wasn't about the toys, because every time we walked around that room, there was an extra person behind us. And then we were 4 people. And then we were the toy gang. And we were the ones taking over the restaurant at lunch. And why is there 20 people at the bar? And stuff like that. But, you know, this is kind of like where what we have now kind of spawned. It's cool that you guys were able to, at least for one time, even if you never come back to the show, to see how this started. So, thank you guys. And thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It's funny because, you know, when they asked me to be on board, when they asked me to be on board, I thought that they asked me to be on ETR. And I was like, oh man, I'm so excited. You know, I had to move some things around, but it's like, no.
I don't make those decisions. I'm not executive producer shit. You know? We were talking about something else.
Yeah, but y'all allow me to be part of the clique to do what we're doing now. Is a complete honor and a privilege to be able to do this with y'all, to be able to do this for y'all. And, you know, thank y'all very much for your trust and the value that, you know, we all put into this whole thing, man. You know, it's definitely showed today the hard work, dedication, and, you know, everything that we put into this. Thank y'all for dealing with everything that we were trying to get, you know, accomplished here, and your patience.
Tolerance may vary. Is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. But
Expect paint discoloration.
I'm ready.
But yeah, I mean, it just get better than this. You know, it's gonna get better than this. It's gonna elevate to the next level every time we get this done. So, you know,
That's my boy.
Eat your Wheaties, strap in, and, you know, get ready for the ride of your life. Let's get it.
Yeah. All right. No, he doesn't say much in public. Ace.
It's Chad. gotta say something?
No, you ain't gotta say shit, but I'm just giving you the opportunity.
I'm more besides what everybody else said. It's just, it is wild seeing everybody out here in fucking NJCC.
Well, the original old school guys too, man. Think you
Can't do coming here for a
show?
What?
What's the third or fourth show you came to?
Maybe you know, the
22nd one?
2013. Something like that.
Wow.
And that come, you know, and then everybody's here at this stupid little show that we came to out of nowhere. It's wild.
I remember our first shirt order was like 8.
The first rock box was like 30 units, and we were sweating bullets, and we are gonna sell them all. It took us 6 months to sell them all.
Well, because we all put money in them, like, when it just came out of pocket, everybody that was around at the time. You know, somebody came up for money with interest. So thanks, Ace. Ace did a lot of work here. Good dog. Listen, balloons. Sitting. So.
Stand up, Dom.
No, you ain't got to. I'm not gonna make you do that.
I just want to thank everybody. Obviously we enjoy this hobby of ours, and we love it. And the thing that makes it great is that it's not all about the toys. It's about the interaction we have here. I remember last night I had a lot of fun with a lot of you. We had a great time. Let loose, chat, laugh a lot, and those are the kind of memories I remember all the time. Conventions, as many as I've gone to. The friends I've made over the past conventions, I still have to keep in touch. And I expect that from like all of you. It's just going to keep on growing. Have a great time. So it's great that you guys make it out here. Sam, you're so far away.
Yeah.
We greatly appreciate it. From my experience and all the conventions I go to, I love that we do what we do. We do it for you guys just to put a smile on your face and keep it going. So thank you for it.
Cousin, brother.
Brother, cousin. Just to kind of build off of what Derek said, like, the best part of this whole experience is to see all these talented people working at such a high level in all these different things and bringing it all together and making these awesome things for our community, for you guys, for us. It's a blast. So thank you for allowing us to do it. And you guys, JD, everybody's just at the top of their game, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. But I do have one question.
Oh no.
Chan.
Yes, Jeremy.
Do you know what time it is?
I believe. Is it Todd time? It's not? What time is it?
It's just about pajama jam time. Yeah.
Why are my pajamas wet?
Oh no, JD.
Was it?
Gross. JD.
Back to the front. We'll leave that to the imagination. Yeah, I'm not a man of many words, but just thank you for, pitching in on all this stuff and letting us do what we do and trusting us. And I like to give, so what I do is for you guys, and I hope that
It's
you guys enjoyed it. Yeah.
Harry Chandler.
I just want, thanks for giving me an excuse to bake and stuff, you guys.
Oh.
They're good.
It's like a family reunion for me. So like, this is what I would do for my family. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Hashtag Bromley.
Brian, was my fucking rock this whole time. Like he and I did a lot of the legwork. We had that long car ride back and forth to stew on things and come up with some ideas. And this man was at my house for 4 fucking days, 4 whole days. Like he left. He got in my house. Was it Thursday night? No,
I came Friday morning.
You came Friday. You came
Yeah.
Friday around noon and left like at damn near mid. It was super late.
So I left at 10 o'clock right after ETR finished Monday after the weekend. Got home at midnight.
And we worked till like 9 and 10 o'clock. I mean, it was. So thank you, Brian. You say what you need to say, but I need to say that.
You're welcome. I just want to say I love that we test our limits and we're always pushing ourselves, and we always kind of do it. We make it happen, man. I can't believe it. It's like, and every year when we're in the middle of doing it, we ask ourselves why. Why? We do it for you guys, but it's like every time we push ourselves, it's like we can do this now. We can do this now. I've got 2 laptops next to me, live streaming and sharing on TV. I don't know what I'm doing. It's working, I'm guessing. Sound off in the chat if you can hear us. Hey, Antoine joined. Hey! And wow, it's I don't know what else to say, man. It's just you guys said it all. I'm so happy that you guys came here for our first time trying this out and just having faith in us. And I'm glad that you guys had a good time. I'm glad the panels went well. I hope the selling and NJCC was awesome for you guys. And yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to push the button, Dust.
So almost clapped.
I think he's done talking.
So to wrap us up, the last thing I want to say, and she doesn't like the attention at all, but my wife Kelly is here. She truly made this event happen, if I'm being honest. I don't know what else to say. Like, she is a fucking warrior. Like, yeah. Be here just to hang out with you guys this week and put up with all my shit that is coagulated through this. And look, she busts her ass on this, unlike anyone else. And I love you. And thank you for loving my family friends. All right. Is that it? I got it. So before I do that, we're going to huff paint the parking lot. So I'm going to go immediately out there to do that. So if you have yours with you, come. If not, if you can run and get it real quick. It won't take long to dry. Just don't lick it.
Wrapping paper will be in here.
You can wrapping paper.
Yes.
Okay, wrapping paper is in here. We have this room for a period of time. I don't think there's anyone. They have one employee. They're not going to come kick us out. But we're going to go do that. So I've been told there's a thing I'm supposed to say because I'm getting towards the end here. So, and this is quite literal. I said this last night. You guys could have been anywhere in the fucking world, but you were here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey with us. And we appreciate that.
Diecast 1 type of giveaway.